Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Dabsports. You got me, D, Adam. We back out the tunnel for this week, but we're gonna be back in the tunnel. Don't worry. Uh,
Yes, sir.
we saw and heard your feedback. Y'all like the back in person, so we appreciate y'all for that. Um, hey man, how's your weekend going? Are we getting a couple more of these weekends with no football starting to pile back up? How's it been going?
Yeah, it's cool, man. Getting to that season of the NBA and college where everything is all the games are starting to matter. So, caught some good games over the weekend. So it's been good. It's been good, Brody.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I guess we're going to jump into it. I kind of looked at some of the combine just to start doing a little bit of keeping an eye on potentially, players to we would want to, get. I saw
Yeah,
every position group like tested better than every other position group ever. Like so the QBs run the group of QBs run the fastest they've ever run, running
uh,
backs, uh receivers as a whole. And
yeah,
it's speaking of just fastest, there's a tight end Sadiq who ran the
mhm,
fastest tight end 40 of all time, 4.39, and we can just kind of jump there, even if it ain't him particular.
yeah.
We've been talking about a vertical tight end. Like, what's your thoughts on the 19th pick going with going with the vertical, tight end, counting how we've seen like Pitts somewhat be a
Yeah.
bust. Tight ends have been a little hit or miss, but Warren
hmm
had a hot start last year. Lovely came on late. You know, what's your kind of thoughts there?
I mean, if he's a game-changing tight end, like like the tight ends that you just named, then of course I'm all for it. I don't really think tight end is our biggest area of need though. So to pick 19 there. We just took T-Mac last year at number 9. Clearly, our biggest needs are on the defensive side of the ball. So, like if what I would be upset with is if like defensive players go after that, they turn into all pros or pro bowlers. You know what I mean? Because I feel like tight end, is it's not, I'm not gonna say it's a luxury because they do so much, but we're talking about a vertical tight end. So we're not talking about a guy who necessarily is gonna be a big component of our like blocking schemes and stuff like that, which in Dave's offense is major. Almost like Shanahan and McVay, tight ends have to be able to block in order to be on the field for the most part. So I mean, I like it if it's a, everybody who doesn't like a shiny new toy, you know what I mean? But um I just feel like we have bigger positions in need, unless, like I said, he turns out to be one of those guys like you just named, that he's gonna when he steps into the league, he's gonna damn near instantly be a top 5 or 6 tight end. You know what I'm
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, he was the number one tight end on the board, and then
saying?
just the gaudy vert 40 just kind of boosted him up even more. Um,
Hmm.
like he's clearly more talent than necessarily like production. I don't know if he automatically going to come in year one and be a top 10 tight end, but if he's able to kind of put it together, like the talent's there for sure. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, like I kind of agree with you. I do want a vertical tight end, but at that position, especially with this draft and the amount of edge rushers there is in it, like I would still want to see us go edge or even D tackle. I know they're now starting to knock my man from Miami, Bane. Yeah,
hmm
is it his name? Yeah, because
that's
his
the edge
arms are
rusher.
short.
Yeah,
So yeah, let him
uh,
fall. Yep, his arms too short.
yeah.
I agree. Let him fall.
Wonder,
Oh my goodness.
I
That would
wonder
be the
how he was
Steelers
so
giraffe
productive then.
if we can.
Yeah, he should be a top 10 pick, easy, easy.
Yeah, but they you know how it is on like hand sides with quarterbacks with linemen,
Yeah,
O line and D linemen is arm length, and that was
yeah,
Will Campbell. Yeah, Will Campbell with the Patriots' biggest knock was he was supposed to have short
yeah,
arms, and
yeah.
so
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
but
I heard
yeah
your man Cosell talking about it one day. they were asking like, what is the big thing about the short arms? And he was breaking it down where he was saying that like you're not gonna see the short arm problem until like you play a certain type of guy. You know what I'm saying? He was like, and then all the technique in the world can get you past, that's when you need like those traits to try to be able to kind of keep the guys like, we're trying to really guard against the Miles Garrett's of the world out of the from getting to your quarterback. So he had broke it down in a good way. So he was basically saying that when you got short arms, you can still be productive. It's just like in those biggest moments, it might be some times where we're like, damn, like you know what I'm saying? There's a reason that this dude wasn't quite one of those elite guys. But I don't know, bro. From the production we saw that Bane just gave in Miami, I don't know what I must be missing something.
Yeah, like I was trying to see where Bucky. I know Bucky put out a new mock draft. How low did they have him falling now? Oh, he don't even have him in his top 20. That's crazy.
Well, I mean, like I said, we'll keep it that way because I'm sure the Carolina, if they have a chance to get an impact player like him at 19, they'll do their due diligence. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they'd let somebody like that drop. So we'll see. I like the way they've been
Yeah,
evaluating
that's
talent. Like we talked about the difference between the Jalen Walker and a Nick Scorton didn't seem so big this year. You know what I mean? And that's two guys at two different rounds. So I'm gonna trust Dan and the boys to evaluate and pick the best player for us.
yeah. I mean, they've been yeah, they've been drafting well, so we kind of gotta respect them right now. Give them the benefit of the doubt. So,
Yeah.
but if he's there, like that's a tough one. Like that feels like
Yeah,
a
it's hard to
perfect.
pass up.
Uh,
It'll be
yeah,
hard to pass up, bro. I haven't seen him though. Like when I do watch, because even though I didn't watch a lot of the combine, I've been keeping up with the mock drafts, and I don't really see like I've seen a lot of different people that they've selected for us. I haven't seen Bane in any of the spots yet. So
yeah.
like I seen one
So,
person haven't had us drafting
uh,
no lineman.
yeah, I've seen edge rushers, different edge rushers mocked to us, um, but not him, because outside of that one Bucky, I've seen him go top 10 in pretty much every like mock draft I've seen. So if there's any chance they're gonna let him fall, you know. Again, and I wouldn't be mad if the Panthers trade if he do kind of do a like Carter, like a Carter type fall. Let's say he
Yeah,
flipped the
Jalen
10,
Carter.
like I wouldn't be,
Yeah,
yeah, or even a Laramie total, so that that 10 to 12, I wouldn't be mad if the Panthers traded up to go get it from 19.
yeah, for sure. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, if he projects to be a really good player, bro. So I can't see it
yeah,
being a
and put
miss.
yeah. Did you see the quarterback Green, who had the crazy quarterback 40? I believe it was
Yeah,
4-3 something. And
4-3
I don't know
something.
if you
Yeah,
saw too, if they was talking about Andy Dalton potentially being traded. Like that's an interesting little backup slash project to see what you can
hmm
get from a talent aspect. I know that ain't
yeah,
it don't sound like the best idea coming off of the Anthony Richardson situation, but
right. Yeah,
yeah,
I
I
was
think
about
if
to
you can
say
get
that.
on like a sixth or seventh, and he's
Yeah,
already getting Terrell Pryor comparisons of potentially moving to receiver
mm,
because he
yeah,
seemed like he could do it. So I'm like, that ain't a bad little 6-7 round pick to take a little flyer on,
exactly. That's what I was about to say.
especially if
I
Andy
feel
gonna be
like if
gone.
Yeah, I mean, if we could get them late round, because it sounds like there's only one quarterback that might be getting drafted in the first round, unless like somebody takes a reach for Ty Simpson, like maybe if the Steelers or something like that reach for him late, but it seemed like after that Ty Simpson might be going number two, round two, and then Drew Aller might be like the next one in like round three or four. So like you said, if we are able to address our needs in the first 3 or 4 rounds, and he's sitting there at 5 or 6, I wouldn't mind that. I like Brace, but he is a small quarterback, so we're gonna need a competent backup quarterback anyway, and so um, why not a guy who is the exact opposite of Bryce, who is like has all the measurables but doesn't have quite the intangibles of Bryce, and maybe they can rub off on each other. You know what I'm saying? So I don't hate that idea at all, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. But overall, like this won't the crazy soup. I don't think it's like the crazy superstar combine like we've seen in past years at different points.
Mm.
But um,
A
man,
lot of speed
I
at the
think
wide
it's gonna be some
receiver
solid
position, though.
players.
I saw a lot of speed at the wide receivers. That the one highlight that I did see, I saw
Yeah,
like they 40 times or whatever, and it was like me and Jamil was sitting there. It's like, dang, I ain't seen a 4.5 guy yet. It was all dudes. It was like 4.3s and 4.39s and stuff like that. I didn't know whether they had just put the fast dudes at the first part of the joint or what, but bro, we saw a good 10 to 15 wide receivers who was running under a 4.5, like you know what I mean? Which and they had some of them had good size, so I feel like this might be a rich wide receiver draft too.
yeah. And the crazy part is the number one receiver, he the one who ran like a 4.5. So
The number one receiver. That's crazy.
yeah, yeah. Carnell Tate, he ran a 4.57, I thought.
Yeah, that's wild. He must be super technical, super technical, like
Yeah,
a Adam Thielen type of work check
yeah,
to be somebody like him. So
yeah. I mean, Jerry Rice and them type, showed that you can get it done. But yeah, I
yeah,
believe he ran like a 4.5 something. So, but yeah, man. But
so,
yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how kind of draft shake out. Um, with the different free agency news. Um, one being Ashawn Robertson, I saw he was granted permission to seek a trade. Um, and different, people being tagged. Has any of your thoughts on free agency kind of changed or whatnot? Or is there
I mean,
any
not
names
really.
you heard that kind of made
Nah, not since we covered it last week. I mean, like we said, our biggest. I think we both agree that the biggest area of need right now is like the DN slash D tackle spot, specifically edge rush. So I don't know what their plan is in terms of. I'm sure that our free agency plans and our draft plans coincide with each other. So, whatever we see them, at this point, I don't know if we'll see any like more free agency moves before the draft. I'm not really sure, but I'm sure maybe that at this point where they're gonna kind of slow down. Maybe we'll get an extra pick from the Ashawn joint, like you mentioned. And I don't know what we'll get for him. What you think he's worth? A 6 rounder or something? What do you think we'll get for Ashawn?
it'll be a fifth at best.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not going to be much that we'll get added on, but from besides the defensive ends and stuff like that we had identified, like a Hendrickson or the Jalen Phillips, something like that. Um, I haven't really seen any other free agents that have like really stuck out to me. You know what I mean? Like to me, I feel like if we can get us a linebacker, or I did see that they this week though that they were be willing to overpay on Devin Lloyd, the linebacker from Jacksonville. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but his mark looks like he's going to be getting at least $20 million a year. So I don't know if we're still in a position where we have to pay the bad team tax, where he might go 20 million for another team, but to come to Carolina, he might want like 23 or 25. So you know, it's not my pocket, so I can't say anything. But we could definitely use that caliber of linebacker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 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 I don't know about Lloyd. Like, yeah, I just don't know. Especially like here, man. We've had truly great linebackers. So it'll be interesting to see if he can step and kind of fill those shoes.
Yeah.
The one thing that I saw that kind of made me go, oh, I want to be mad at it. And I believe I texted you about it when I saw that the Lions may potentially be trading Sam Laporta, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I won't be mad at that because I think
Mm.
Hickerson. got traded for like a second or a third. So if we could potentially get him, if that's somebody who's available,
Yeah.
now granted, I know he's gonna want a new deal, which I think is the reason why they're potentially gonna trade him to the new con.
Hmm.
Yeah, his rookie deal got to be coming up. It has to be.
Yeah.
So yeah, like that'd be somebody I'd definitely be interested in. And this is the time where if you do believe, if they believe Bryce is the answer, these next 2 years before you have to pay him,
Yeah.
we kind of need to load up. This ain't the time to be cheap.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we literally got this year and maybe next year because or next year if we tag him, or next year will be the fifth year. So next year I think he'd be playing for like 27 million. So that'll be his last truly cheap season. But I think I seen Joe Person tweet out that we only had like 15 million in cap space this year. So it's not like we got a ton. I was sitting there thinking, I was like, how do we only have 15 million? I was like, who the hell will we sign? But we signed those guards and we signed the guards. I think we've already paid Derek, right? Have we paid the Derek Brown? Or he's coming up on
Yeah,
his.
but I wouldn't. Yeah, we already paid him, but I wouldn't
Yeah.
be surprised after this year if he's not, saying, "Hey, I want to, hey, re-up
Extension.
my
I think
pay."
Mike Jackson's gonna be asking for one pretty soon too. I don't know what Mike Jackson. We just got Mike Jackson, but I feel like already he's outperformed the deal he signed last offseason. You know what I'm saying? Because we got him for the low.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. Cause yeah. Robert Hunt has a nice little cap hit. He's right behind Derek Brown. So
and
Derek Brown,
Damian
Robert
Lewis,
Hunt, and J.C. Horn is all 24 mil. Uh, Morig is another 21.
yeah, I
Taylor,
forgot about him.
another 21. Wharton is at 18. Yeah, we don't have a lot that's above that 10 mil, but we got a handful, like you said, linemen for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I
Ashawn Robertson's 12 million. So yeah.
Ashawn well per season.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't know that much bread. That's crazy. Yeah. And then we just paid. I mean, we just signed the last year's free agents like Bobby Brown and those type of guys, or Bobby Ray. What is his name? So
Yeah, and we got our 14 million in dead cap from Austin Corbett, Adam Thielen, Shaw Tuttle, Jewel, um, both the DJs, Wanom and Johnson.
what happened to DJ Warner?
I'm guessing he's not on the team anymore.
Yeah,
If he's dead
that's crazy.
money, yeah, he can't be on the team.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't even hear about that happening. I don't know what happened with that.
Yeah. So yeah, we got 10 million in cap space. We're spending 140 on offense, 147 on defense, and 2 million on special teams.
Hey,
Yeah, I knew, man. I didn't know Maury cap hit was that high. That's a little shocking for safety. 20. They gotta restructure his contract because his salary is only
but
14,
paid a
but he got
shit
a
ton.
cap hit of 21.
Yeah, because it was like he had like a 4 year, 80 or 90 million dollar deal or something. He had some kind of crazy ass deal. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So yeah, we'll see how it go. Um, but yeah, they still gotta figure out a way to start cooking these books because it's hard for me to ever hear somebody say something about cap when we see what a team like the Eagles do, pay two receivers,
yeah, the Rams.
quarterback.
Um, yeah, I'm with you. I mean, but this is why that dude, what's his name? Brant, what's his name? Tillis, something like that. What's the dude that we got from Kansas City? The guy who runs our finances now. This is what his job is
Uh
for. It's supposed to be make our big books great. So I mean, shoot, this is what we paid him. I mean, look, this is the type of stuff that like not to switch sports, but yeah, like just to use an example, like the ownership group for the Dodgers, what they're supposed to be doing for the Lakers and stuff like that. It's like one of the things that make a good ownership group good is just not being cheap. On your scouting department, on your coaching department, on your financial department, you pay one of the best people in the business. You know what I mean? And this dude, while he was in Kansas City, was one of the best in the business. So, I trust him too, to a certain degree.
Yeah. So I mean, we talking about cap hits and players on the Panthers, before we transition to another sport. Um, Last week the trivia, Cindy League trivia, we did the best five graded offensive players for the Panthers, and I also got a list for the best five on defense. So
All right.
you do you think you can figure those five out?
I mean, I'm pretty sure I know all the starters. So if I have to go through all 11 starters, I will. But yeah, I feel like I could guess the best spot, like based on my eye test, who graded the best. And to be honest, I'd be kind of cheating. Well, I'm not cheating in the moment, but after every game when we're getting ready for a pod, I look at like the PFF grades and stuff, so I can kind of remember, who was grading out high or whatever like that. So yeah, let's go for it. Let's go for it.
All
So
right,
I
so
guess go ahead. My bad.
I was about to say, yeah. So who you got?
All right. Naturally, I'm gonna have to throw Derek Brown in there. I know Derek Brown had to be a top five performer, correct?
Yeah, Derek Brown was number two at 73.3.
All right. Um, I saw at least two or three games where Mike Jackson had a grade above 70 or 80. So is Mike Jackson in there?
Mike Jackson number one at 83.5.
Crazy. Damn, I didn't realize he was gonna be number one. That's wild. All right. Um, who else I got in there? Uh, Trayvon, he led our team in tackles for most of the season. Is Trayvon in there?
No,
Trayvon's not in there. Let's see. Uh, the next leader in tackles would have been Roseboom. Roseboom in there?
no,
Dang, no Roseboom. So JC, let me go with the obvious one. Is JC in there?
no.
No JC.
Yep,
I'm
no
about halfway
JC, but we
through
do
the
have
third line.
we do
What
have a
happened?
one corner, one lineman. I mean, yeah, one corner, one lineman, and one linebacker.
Okay, so if it wasn't Roseboom, then I mean it's got to be what's my man's name? Uh crap, I'm drawing a blank. Is Trevin Wallace in there?
Nope. Think 3-4
He wasn't
linebacker.
the
Nope.
Nick Horton.
Nick Scourton number four at
I
68.
consider him so you grading him he's graded as a linebacker because he stands up. I consider him like an edge. I don't know why I just think of him as an edge, but all right, that's a bet. Um, so that's four guys, right?
Huh, you only got three: Mike, Derek Brown, and Nick Scourton. You still
Nick.
you still got one corner and one defensive lineman.
All right. Defensive line. I'm gonna go. Let me think. Let me think. Mm, not a Sean. That's a good one. I'm trying to think who the D lineman would have been. Dang. You see, I'm missing one D lineman and a linebacker or a corner.
No,
You said
one
a
D
corner?
lineman and a corner. A corner. Say what?
Yo, we had two cornerbacks in the top five, and one of them wasn't JC. That's
Nope.
crazy. All right. Um. Well, it's not Thornton, is it? He only
It
played a
is
few
Thornton.
games.
It is.
It's
It's
Thornton.
Thornton. He's number
Oh,
three at 60. Yep.
man, that's crazy. I
68.5
didn't know he. All right. So we got Thornton, and then for the linebacker, um,
for the defensive
uh,
lineman at the
lineman.
fifth
I'm
spot.
sorry.
Say what?
I was trying to think. Is it your because I'm about to butcher the dude's name. Was it the free agent pickup we had last season? Is it Bobby Brown or Bobby Ray?
No,
No.
nah. This. I give you this hint, which gonna give it away. He want to get paid.
He wants to get paid. I don't know. I'm drawing a blank. Who is it?
With Ashawn Robinson 63.7.
A Sean 63.7. Dang,
Yep,
that's
he
crazy that
came
he
in at the
that's I
fifth spot.
now it makes sense why he wanted to why he wants to get paid then, or why he might want to go to a different team. He feel like he's performing at the best of his career, damn near probably. All right,
Yeah,
no doubt. That's solid.
and, and bottom five going from worst. Uh, Tershawn Wharton, Chris Barnes, LeBron Ray, Christian Roseboom, and Princely Omnom Melon. How you say his name?
Uman Mielen. Uh, dang, that's crazy. Two surprises there. I did not expect Christian Roseburn to be one of our lowest. And didn't you put Trayvon in there?
No,
Yeah, okay. I thought you
Tarshawn
said
Tarshawn Wharton.
Hershon. Hershon was hurt, but for a part of the season with that hamstring, but he still didn't have the impact that we wanted him to. I think he only had like a 1.5 sacks this year. Chris Barnes is another funny one because he wasn't a starter or anything. He came in because Cats was getting hurt. So yeah, that's weird, bro. Some of the PFF grades make total sense, and then other ones you're like, I wonder how they got to that. But you know, it is what it
I'm
is.
guessing Roseboom, because they kind of made a comment here about Roseboom. He had a team high 19 missed tackles.
He had
So
19 missed tackles. Oh, that'll do it. Yeah,
yeah.
that'll do it. Yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
and then man, NBA wise, the hottest team in the land, still resides in Charlotte in my book, Buzz City.
Yeah.
Everybody talking about it. I don't even like it now. Like you got Chuck and
Yeah.
them, Bill Simmons doing whole pods. Like man, go talk about y'all teams, man. Don't we come to Charlotte now?
That's what I'm saying. Get off the city's nuts, bro. They're gone. Y'all don't be wanting to ride with Charlotte any other time of the season. And all of a sudden now that we got a little juice in the city, Cats is trying to hop on the bandwagon. I'm with you, bro. I don't like it. I like when Charlotte just kind of mobs under the radar, bro, and let the city have. It's almost like a cult following. You know what I'm saying? Like the old school starter jackets and everything. I don't like when Cats just be hopping on the bandwagon, bro. I'm with you. I'm with you. Even as I got the Laker hat
Fool.
on and shit. I was like, fool, you got a whole liquor hat on. Like, first of all, not right now, but I reside in the city. My son damn near lives in the city. So I have ties to Charlotte at all points in time. So that doesn't apply to me. Okay. And as you know, I always want Charlotte to do well. I never root against Charlotte. All right. I never root against Charlotte. I'm talking about the dudes who live in Massachusetts and Maine and California. I'm right here. So, I mean, I don't know what else you want me to say.
Hey man, you can talk about that turmoil in LA, all the Luka Doncic rumors are back.
Turmoil, bro. Like, it's
Yeah.
no turmoil. We got the Hornets are one of the highest teams in the league, and they still don't have a. They're still 10 games below us. All right. Which, by the way, for all the bettors out there, I think Charlotte 40 plus wins is a safe bet. At this point of the season, I think they have 30 wins. To get 40 wins for Charlotte, if you take them to get 40 plus wins and to make playoffs, $10 will make you about 2,000 right now, which is crazy. So like, and really when it's going to be based on Spate is I do think they're going to make the 40 wins because they just got to go like 10 and 12. But the playoffs is based on do you think they're going to beat um like either Orlando or Miami in the play-in? What do you think because right now I think they're like 10. And I don't think Miami or Orlando are going to lose too many more games. So they're going to have to beat one of them in the play-in. Do you think they can get it done?
Yeah. This is about to sound crazy. I got us at least going to the second round. I got us upsetting whoever we play in the first.
You gotta get there first. I don't think y'all playing Miami or Orlando is just a given, especially if you play Orlando. Like if you have to play Orlando, I think Orlando will beat y'all. I think y'all could probably beat Miami, but even they're playing a little different than I'm used to seeing them play. Like Bam is a legit scorer this year, not that 15-point bullshit that he usually does. He be putting up numbers. So yeah, I don't really know if y'all got a matchup for him. Your boy Musa, he ain't doing nothing with Bam. So that would be tough, a tough matchup.
I'm I'm in the camp. I think the sixth seed is still alive. Like with
Hits.
Philly being in the sixth seed,
Sure.
y- we only
I don't
back
think so.
3.5 games.
Yeah, but I think Philly's is trying to lock in that 6 seed. I think because honestly, I was looking at a ticket. The reason I brought up the Charlotte 40 plus wins because I think Philly's at like 33 wins. I was just looking at it. So I mean, their bet to get to 45 games, they only have to go like 12-10 or something like that. And they've been playing better than 500 basketball since the start of the year, just as Charlotte has. So that's the only thing I think that you guys have a better chance of leapfrogging Orlando or Miami than you have of actually catching Philly. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I mean, anything could happen. Like you said, you're only what three or four games back behind them. So, but they would have to legit have. I just don't see them going after they've been playing above 500 basketball since the beginning of the year to go below 500, like going 17-14 or something. That just doesn't seem likely. So, which is what they would have to do for Charlotte to leapfrog them.
I feel you, but in they last 10, they 4-6. So we another 10 like that, and we went 7-3. We're gonna be right down their heels.
Yeah, I mean, if that repeats itself, I'm just saying I wouldn't bet on it. So, but yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah,
You're right.
yeah, we bet,
February, I think
we bet.
off 3 games a month. So, they've been playing good.
Yeah.
Been playing
So,
good.
but but yeah, man. I mean, outside of that, man, is there, anything else you want to touch on, with the people? I listening to even other pods, I'm hearing a whole lot of mailbag. If it ain't combine, it's a whole lot of mailbag talk because,
Yeah,
it kind of slowed down, just a little bit in
yeah,
sports.
yeah. I wish we had a mailbag. I wish we had a people sending us in some stuff, even like some comments that we could address. But yeah, I mean, like you said, it's a slow little week in sports. But like I said, everything's picking up with college basketball and everything, bro. Like this it seems like this as we get closer to the end, it's gonna be real interesting to see. uh March is gonna be a big factor in determining how people really view Darren Peterson. They're saying he's the best guard prospect since damn near Kobe. You know what I'm saying? Then you got Carlos Boozer or Cameron Boozer, who he don't look flashy. He got the early comparisons to Tyler Hansbrough, but Tyler Hansbrough wasn't consistently popping out for threes, getting ISOs at the top of the court. I think he's another dude who's gonna come in and give any team 16-8 right away. Caleb Wilson is another dude. I've heard some people have said that he's gonna be like Aaron Gordon like version of a player who like lives in that dunker spot, but just like the apex of that spot, where he's playing defense, he's daggone dunking everything, his touch around the rim is crazy. And then obviously you got who's that the fourth person? Oh, AJ. You got AJ who he's 6'10". He's supposed to be like what Michael Porter was supposed to be before he hurt his back and everything. Like somebody without the shot, of course. They're saying if he can get the jump shot,
Yeah.
they said we're looking maybe another T-Mac. So it's gonna be a rich draft. I'm ready. I'm ready for the March Madness to start, bro. For even if Duke don't do nothing, I just feel like that we in for some good games this year.
Yeah, and two, with the draft being so top heavy, like the way this lottery play out when you got teams that are, somewhat playoff teams taking a step back, like Indiana, and then you even look at like the Wizards in Utah, who clearly building a roster for next year. Like, man, it's depending on how it falls
Possibly
and where they play.
I was about to say Cooper. Cooper might get him a wingman out the blue. You know, Cooper Flag already looked crazy. And what if he ends up with getting like AJ DeBance as his running mate? Like, you know what I'm saying? That would be crazy for the
Hey,
league. So I'm with you.
like that is as a Hornets fan, this has been I've been going back and forth about what I want, and because it's a young team, I do want us to make the playoffs. But
Yeah.
and because the East is also a little, wide open, like it ain't nobody who's quite dominant, especially since Tatum ain't back yet, even though I think he is coming back
Yeah.
soon. Um, if we was to make the play and lose and go into the lottery, I wouldn't be mad at it. We seen how the 11 can jump to 1. So
Yeah.
the Panthers, Panthers, the Hornets, we never have lottery luck when there's actually good players, but it's a new regime.
Yeah, I will still wish like that year that they obviously they traded Jalen Duren to the Pistons. You know, we had already traded the pick and then we just drafted Jalen Duren for them. So I don't know whether Charlotte would have already drafted him, but he was like in that range. I just look at this team, bro, and I'm like, can you imagine this team with Jalen Duren? You know what I'm saying? I feel like they'd be for sure in the playoffs. Like, no, and Musa Diabate is nice. I mean, in terms of rebound and stuff, but he's not Jalen Duren. You know what I'm saying? So Charlotte's close, bro. Charlotte's really close. I feel like if their wings, if they continue to get right, like you said, you never know if you can catch somebody, get a sneaker in the draft or a sleeper, I should say, in the draft and see what happens from there.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll see how it go. Like you said, March Madness for sure. Um, yeah, that's good. That's gonna be worth watching this year for sure.
Mhm. Absolutely. So,
Well,
yeah, man.
yeah, we appreciate y'all for watching to this long. If you made it, the vibes, like, comment, subscribe, share, you know. Um, if there's stuff, during this time, want to talk, speak on, do that. Who you think we should draft, put it in the comments. Who you think we should sign, put it in the comments. Me and Adam gonna be active in there. So, we'll holler back at you and we'll bring them back up on the next spot. But
For sure.
outside of that,
Absolutely.
we'll see you again at some point.